Today marks 1 year since the first Congregational Church collapsed in New London. Its iconic steeple and roof caved in, like you can see behind me, leaving a giant hole in this place. This moment put the community on pause for several days as people mourned the loss of a historic part of the city's past. And now 1 year later, we look back at the legacy of the church and how it will be remembered moving forward. As the sun rises in New London and the light glistens on the water surface, the community wakes up a little more empty than it was a year ago when the city lost the first Congregational Church on State Street.
The church on State Street in New London just collapsed.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
It's on the corner of, it's right on State Street. It's a church across the street from City Hall in New London.
Yeah.
The church just collapsed.
It sounded like they were dragging a dumpster down the street, and that's what I thought was happening. I didn't realize what had happened until the fire trucks came.
1 year later, the site of the former church is a lot more barren, and all that's left of the building you see here are bits of its signature gray granite walls, now a pile where the church used to stand, and this sign welcoming the community into the building on State Street, where it called home since the 1850s, and its church bell united the city for town meetings and fire alarms in its earlier days.
They lost an iconic image. Every photo of the skyline of the city includes that steeple.
In the year to follow, the community did as much as possible to keep the spirit of the building alive, from continuing its long-standing weekday morning breakfast program at the Salvation Army to making sure the Engaging Heaven congregation could continue on in prayer.
The church for every nationality, and you felt welcome. You felt that you was wanted in that church.
And while that rubble on State Street may remain for now, it will soon be used to remember the church in a different way.
We're trying to utilize the existing historic wall and then the development of the building itself to provide essentially screening planters along the front and side.
With the approval of the city's Planning and Zoning Board, a new mixed-use building will occupy the site of the former First Congregational Church, with 46 residential units to add needed housing options in New London on the top floors and business space on the bottom. While that granite, which made the church so memorable 170 years ago, is fixed into the new building to carry on its legacy. Construction of the new mixed-use building is expected to start this spring and take around 2 years to finish. But once it's done, New London Mayor Michael Pazzaro hopes to have a historical plaque hung to remember the former church.